The IKEA Business Network is now open for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Join for free today to get access to interior design services to help you make the most of your workspace, employee well-being benefits to help you and your people grow, and amazing discounts on travel, insurance, and IKEA purchases, deliveries, and more. Take your small business to the next level when you sign up for the IKEA Business Network for free today by searching IKEA Business Network.
Whoa. Landing an account this big will totally change my landscaping business. It's going to mean hiring more guys and more equipment and new trucks for the new guys to drive the new equipment in. I don't know if I'm ready.
You can do this, and Ford Pro FinSimple can help. Our experts are ready to make growing pains less painful for your business with flexible financing solutions that meet the needs of your business today when you need them. Get started at fordpro.com/financing.
This is Optimal Work Daily, episode 1374, Business and Busyness by Seth Godin of seths.blog. And I'm Dan, I'm your host here. I'm with you every single day reading to you from these great blogs that we find on all sorts of work-related topics like entrepreneurship, productivity, work-life balance, and a whole lot more. So with that, let's hear another post from Seth Godin as we optimize your life. Business and Busyness by Seth Godin of seths.blog. Our time is worth something. Too often, though, we're guilty of spending it foolishly or out of habit or without intention. Despite our lousy track record, though, it is possible to spend it wisely, just as we try to spend or invest anything valuable. We wouldn't buy medicine that we knew didn't work or invest in ads that never ran. It seems, though, that time doesn't have to meet the same bar. If you had a factory job, it wasn't your job to worry about productivity. Somebody else was in charge. You did what you were told, all day, every day. Now more than ever, you're likely to be running a team, managing a project, or deciding on your own agenda as a free agent. Time is just about all you've got to spend. And yet, we hardly talk about productivity. Productivity is the amount of useful output created for every hour of work we do. You can measure that output in money if you want to. It makes the math easier. But in fact, it's everything from lives changed to knowledge shared. What matters is the answer to a simple question. Did I spend my day producing enough benefit for all the time invested? A teacher has a class for 160 days, an hour a day. How to spend that time? How to spend today? How to spend the next 5 minutes? What's the most productive choice? Henry Ford and the other productivity pioneers of the Industrial Revolution understood this to their bones. He designed the Model T to be efficient to build. As a result, each of his workers produced far more value per day than they could working at a competitor down the street on a car that wasn't as thoughtfully engineered. Since his workers were more productive, he could charge less for the car. Since they were more productive, he could pay them more and thus get better workers. And since they were more productive, he could invest in advertising and brand building. The end result is that the car industry went from 2,300 companies to a dozen or so. It's worth pausing there for a second. The competitors didn't have workers who tried less or who took more breaks or who were weaker, less skilled, or lazy. The other companies lost because Ford focused on productivity in a way that they didn't. The internet has opened the door for more people to organize and plan their day than ever before, and we're bad at it because we associate busyness with business with productivity. Here are some useful ways to think about it. 1. The best way to improve productivity is to measure it. That means identifying the inputs. How much is your time worth? Is there anyone besides you who's working for free, trading favors, burning all the candles? And identifying the outputs. What's the worthy final output of all your effort? Here's a hint. Likes and friends are not an output. Social media might offer metrics that tell you if you're moving toward what you hope to produce, but don't confuse the map with the territory. As soon as you try to make a temporary metric go up at the expense of the real goal, you're on your way to mere busyness. 2. Once you know what you seek to produce, not an easy task, add up all the time you spent to create it. That's your current productivity. So, for example, if you're a musician and you have to work 60 hours on the side to organize, prepare for, and run a gig that makes you $600 in revenue, your productivity is $10 of value created per hour. Given that your time is finite, the objective is to compare time spent on that project with time spent on an alternative one. If you need 120 hours to write, mix, and launch a track on SoundCloud that earns you $3 in royalties, it's pretty clear which path created more value, if you're using money as a metric. Of course, once you decide that being popular on SoundCloud makes those tickets easier to sell, it gets complicated again. 3. Get focused on the challenges and benefits of connection. Imagine 2 buildings under construction. Both have 25 well-trained, well-paid, hard-working construction workers. One building, though, was built in half the time of the other. What happened? Well, it turns out that construction almost always slows down because people are waiting for the waterproofing to get done while they wait for the specialist, or waiting for parts, or waiting for another part of the project. The internet is the home of the connection economy, which means that this challenge is multiplied by 100. What are you waiting for? When you're waiting, what are you doing to create value? 4. Unlike factories, which are very special cases, our productivity varies wildly. It depends on the project, on the connections, on where we are in the process. If you're working the same number of hours every day and getting very different amounts of output each day, it is definitely worth figuring out why. What happens to your output if you quit when you're done, not at 6 p.m.? What happens if you take on more of the high output projects and choose to walk away from the low output ones? 5. And finally, embrace the fact that trained people are more productive than untrained ones. That skill matters. That leaning into what you don't know makes you more productive. That hiring someone who knows what you don't know makes you more productive as well. Busy is not your job. Busy doesn't get you what you seek. Busy isn't the point. Value creation is. You only get today once. Your team does too. How will you spend it? You just listened to the post titled Business and Busyness by Seth Godin of Seths.blog. When it comes to hiring, don't go searching for the one. Just meet your match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it filters out incompatible applicants. So when you're hiring, the process is much faster and you only have to consider applicants that are already likely to be a great fit. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/startup. So just go to Indeed.com/startup right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/startup. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
The IKEA Business Network is now open for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Join for free today to get access to interior design services to help you make the most of your workspace, employee well-being benefits to help you and your people grow, and amazing discounts on travel, insurance, and IKEA purchases, deliveries, and more. Take your small business to the next level when you sign up for the IKEA Business Network for free today by searching IKEA Business Network.
And big thanks to Seth, who is a super popular writer. He's got 19 best-selling books. He's also the creator of Alt MBA, which is an online leadership and management workshop. Alt MBA uses digital tools to engage with small groups of 120 students in an intense 4-week process. It's been going on since 2015, and it has transformed the lives of more than 4,500 people in more than 70 countries. And a little more about Seth himself. He's been writing daily on his blog for over a decade now. More than 60,000 people have taken his online courses, and he's got 5 TED Talks. His site is definitely worth checking out. He's got a lot to offer there, so swing by Seths.blog to check it all out. But that is it for today. I do hope you enjoyed this post from Seth and that you're having a great day out there. And I will see you again tomorrow for the Saturday show, where your optimal life awaits.